Live, folks. Okay, let's try this again. I had a bad signal connection. That's what I get for trying to start earlier than I normally do. There's a spot, usually where I walk, that I kind of know when I can start the live streams. But anywho, evening live stream, we got Spade, walk and talk with the dog. Spade at this point might be the official mascot for walk and talk with the dogs, because this is who I take the most. At first, it started out that I was just kind of rotating dogs every day, and then this just seems to be her thing. So Joker be game too. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I mean, all of them do, but this one seems to be her. I don't know. This is I just like taking her, so I ain't gonna make too much of it. Ashley really enjoys Spade as well. Let's come over here. We got a lot of people. So anywho, we have a little afternoon, evening live stream going on. So, top of the evening, folks. Top of the evening. Day before Thanksgiving. Those of y'all that are about to tune in soon, I hope that y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving spent with family and friends and dogs, cats, chickens, goats, rabbits, whatever you got. Spend time with it, love it, enjoy it, spend time doing the things that you love. I just got off messing with my guitar. Of course, I'm always messing with my guitar, but really spending that time. I just got the new the Tonex USB, which I'm really excited about. You know, one thing that I'm really grateful about, I guess, to start there, I'm always trying to start this thing and make this walk and talk a thing about gratitude. I'm always grateful for technology, but before I go, of course, we gotta open it up. What's up? Logging in, of course, we're getting going, starting. What I'm grateful and thankful for, and I mean this, boom, Field and Stream, pack provisions, get it at your local Tractor Supply. I'm feeding my dogs the chicken now. I've got the salmon and the chicken, I'm feeding that now. Trey Reed, what's up, man? Happy Thanksgiving, brother. And I'm starting and opening up with that, but yeah, man, 14 folks in. Thank y'all for joining. Yeah, man, we got Spade, walking with Spade. One thing that I wanted to, like I said, I was getting into just being grateful and thankful for things on my end. It's just a rough year. I mean, it's been a rough year for everybody, but for me, you know, there was quite a change, man. It was quite a change. You know, I don't have all of the sponsors that I had, you know, a couple of years ago, but those that I had was Beretta, Field and Stream, Pack Provisions, you know, and then having the other thing that I'm thankful for, man, crazy and as this year was, I got, you know, I made another dream happen, which is having our coffee, having my artwork in partnership and collaboration with a coffee brand, Grassroots Coffee Roasters, who's been featured in Publix. You know, they're hometown heroes, not hometown. I'm not hometown from Thomasville, but that's my second home. So second hometown heroes down in Thomasville, Georgia. And so that was really cool. So if y'all drink coffee, man, go check out American Soul, americansoul.com and get our coffee. We've gotten really great reviews on it, and I've got a lot to be thankful for, man. Like my outdoor career, I was nervous going in to this year, wondering, you know, it's different when you've got a bunch of sponsors and you're the hot boy on the block. And at the time, I really felt like I had some direction, right? Like people telling you what to do, you've got a contract and all of that stuff, and you make those things happen. But now I've got the privilege and the benefit of having less on paper, but more engagement and involvement with the people that we partner with. And because of all of that stuff, it's actually opened up a lot of space and time for me to work and promote and push my artwork in areas that I've always wanted to, but areas that I needed to make this lifestyle work, man. Like, you run bird dogs. I'm an artist, musician. We've got these channels. I've got these things. We've got a great reach. We've got a nonprofit. We've got all these things. But now more than ever, it's about really dialing into your life's purpose. And right now, because of all the challenges this year, man, like, it's financial strains and economic strains, all of the things, I've been really blessed to be challenged to have to figure out how to integrate my creativity into this thing that we call an American lifestyle now, right? And thanks for everybody joining in, all my new folks. Hit that subscribe button if you're on here, if you like what we do. But yeah, man, like, really, being an artist, like, in art school, they never teach you that, like, what you don't do all day is sit and make paintings and this and that. You know what I'm saying? Like, come here. What they don't teach you in art school is when stuff gets hard and times change, what does that look like? And like, we have been entrepreneurs, my wife and I, Ashley, who would normally be here, but we've been entrepreneurs 4 or 5 years now, and we made that jump. And man, when I tell you, we have had to move and shake and pivot and do so many different things to make sure our kids stay in school, make sure that we maintain the lifestyle that we're familiar with, and keep these dogs healthy, keep them fed, just all of those things. It was funny, man. I had to sit back and think about it. Even some imposter syndrome there. Like, the last 4 or 5 years, I like I said, I was always up, always gone, always doing something, this and that. And this year I had to sit back and think, man, I don't have as many assignments. I don't have as many projects, as far as outdoor stuff when it comes to just hunting all the time, right? Like, over the last few years, I was either doing a film project, which right now the stuff that's being released is my Blood Origins stuff. Shout out to them. Go to the Blood Origins Instagram page. I'm tagged through the Sporting Life Notebook, and we've got film stuff there. I was always working on catalog photo stuff and this and that. And yes, making art, but like, at the time I was really diving into that side of my art, so to speak. And so now this year has been much slower in terms of, being in the field all the time, but it's been much faster when it comes to creating and marketing and selling my artwork and finding ways and avenues to which my artwork would fit, into mainstream culture, figuring out how to not just sell paintings, right? Figuring out, like, what is going to take my artwork and place it in a new context. And that's been, I say I'm thankful for that, because I didn't have to think about that before. But again, you're an entrepreneur. There are days that you're up and you're doing the thing that you love and are passionate about all the time, and people paying you a whole lot of money for it, right? Like, people, I was, I'm getting, my hunts are not cheap, and going out with me and stuff like that. And those times are fantastic. But then what about the other times when that type of motion is not, so prevalent, and I'm still doing my trips and this and that, but like, they look different. And the other thing I'm grateful for, I'm also hunting a lot for myself. Come on. I'm getting a chance to hunt a lot for myself because of the need to, create, right? And publish and produce and market new things and show these new things, right? Like, I'm getting a chance to, and I'm having to find new connections in other ways as well. So like on the board of the Appalachian Trail Conservancy, and that's one of the spots where I grouse hunt, right? And so to be a good board member there, and I want to have them on my podcast, Sport and Life Notebook, pretty soon whenever I get in contact. I figured that part out, but being a member of that organization, I want to be able to get on the Appalachian Trail, especially after Hurricane Helene and all of that. Well, that's so when I go up there, what's the purpose, right? Well, I've always wanted to chase rough grouse, up there, and I've got, a position where I can now go do that. But then also, again, being grateful for the challenge and the opportunity, it opens up, more time for me to really think about how my artwork applies into the greater context of what it is that I'm doing, right? And I've got this thing, man, I'm being totally honest. I've got this thing about not going back into a 9-to-5 unless I just absolutely have to. I mean, I'm a father with 2 kids and a husband to a beautiful wife that everybody got to be taken care of, right? So like, I'm not going to be dumb, but I'm not at the point now where I feel like I have to do that. But I am at the point where I feel like I'm being really, really challenged every day to find a new means of utilizing my artwork in different contexts. And that's exciting. Like I didn't have that, I didn't necessarily have that problem before, but now, and by I say it's not a problem, I wasn't necessarily met with that type of work before, because I was always hunting and guiding, and I knew that check was coming in. Well, it's a slower year, right? Slower season, but that doesn't mean other things can't be, expounded on and improved upon, right? Still traveling, still hunting, still doing that, all of that. But there's always work to be done, right? There's always work to be done. You're an entrepreneur every day of the week if you want to be, until you decide to not be. You're an artist every day of the week, whether you want to be or not. And so that's one thing, man, that I'm just really, really excited and grateful for. I'm actually also thankful for you guys, man. Like everybody that's on this live stream, everybody that tunes in, everybody that, hops onto these walking talks with me, whether it be in the morning like it normally is, or right now in the afternoon, kind of just getting out after doing some other work. Come here. Girl. Sorry. But yeah, being grateful for this walk and talk and stuff like that. And just really, come on. And just really being able to, like I said, find ways. The other thing, like being, having a sponsorship, that's one thing that I really had to really reconsider, right? Like that imposter syndrome thing, where my early sponsorships, all I was doing was hunting, and it was, honestly, when I think about it, it was an easy solution, right? Like go out, hunt, look cool, be Superman, and then get paid. Like, and I was doing so much of that. That's it. But now it's like, okay, well, my brand has grown, right? Like the things that I do and everything has absolutely grown. So when it comes to being a sponsored athlete, right? Like being a brand builder, being an entrepreneur, I actually have more avenues and honestly relevant avenues, if I'm being totally honest, to represent the folks that we partner with, than I did before, right? And it's really eye-opening for me to kind of come out of that bubble just a little bit, the bubble of just hunting and just this, and, to really have that conversation with our partners and say, hey, look, We want to bring all of the things that I'm passionate about and into together, right? And this is how we can offer those things to, the partner. And so that's really exciting. I tried to do that before with some of the folks that we worked with in years past. And like the idea of merging art and music and, outdoor pursuits and things like that, I got the deer in the headlights look from my partners in the past. And like, okay, cool. Like it's a business, you have to, you got to do what you feel comfortable with, right? But now with our partners, Field and Stream, Beretta, they've given me the space and are open to, the conversations and seeing the work that I'm doing now. And it's really cool. I was just on a call with them recently. And, they called out the walk and talk with the dog thing. Like, that's really cool because you don't expect, larger companies like that, corporate folks to be, looking at your stuff at, that time and all that. But that's really cool to see. So I'm really excited that like now, like I said, we're on the subject of Thanksgiving. Thanks for everybody joining. Like and subscribe if you can. But I'm just thankful that, our partners at Field and Stream, Pack Provision, and Beretta, they really, really appreciate the creative work that I'm doing. In addition to hunting and all that stuff. But, I had to tell somebody the other day, man, like one of these old, it's a field trialer and somebody that much so comes after me all the time for what I don't know because I've never met this person, but came at me because obviously they didn't like something that I was doing. But what I had to explain was, after approaching this person like a man, via a message and all of that stuff, but saying, hey man, look, although you might not appreciate how I go about things and what it is that I do and how I run and hunt, oh, you ain't got to do that. But what I do, what I hope you appreciate is the fact that I'm trying to share my creativity and the things that I'm passionate about in a way that spreads and sends joy to the community, right? And I'm grateful to be able to have an answer like that to someone that is, waking up with hate on their mind. Like, that's not really the vibe. But I want to meet people, man, with joy and